It is special for an unusual reason inside this arena, First Niagara Center tonight. It is the Wild in Buffalo. They've only played 13 times in 13 years now coming into tonight. But it is this man, the ex-captain of the Sabres, who put in over a decade here, Jason Pominville. When he was announced as a starter, there was a large cheer that went up from the Sabres fans in Buffalo. Take a look at the numbers for our starting goalies presented by Honda. Josh Harding's numbers are brilliant. He has played in the last 3 games, given up a single goal in each, and that goals against average is 7th in the league. It's early. Jonas Enroth plays tonight. Mainstay Ryan Miller tomorrow night on Long Island. He grabbed the backup role from Patrick Lalime here 3 years ago. As mentioned, Pominville starts. Danny Heatley, the opposite wing. The center is Michael Granlund. Ryan Suter and Jonas Brodin. The defense, Henrik Tallinder, is back in the lineup for Buffalo tonight with Tyler Myers, hoisted along by Enroth and played there by Foligno. Pierre's guest starts. Tyler Ennis and Drew Stafford are on the front line with him, and Ennis, smaller player, goes back and takes the hit. It comes there, and then another hit pressed along by Myers. Force free by the pinch at the half boards by Suter, and along it comes for another play to be filtered back up the boards. And turning and taking was Stafford, but he lost it just that quickly. Turned onto the back. Suter a shot, and that one blocked wide as Ennis got in the way of it. Poke back along, and it's Granlund filtering one on the bounce into the trapezoid. Getting there as Heatley touched it in front. Oh, and a sprawling play was made in front as diving for it was Pominville. And it is cleared high to center and booted back along by Stafford. Carried back in and pivoting free is Foligno. Right around in front. Couldn't shake it by the work of Harding. Some good action here at the start as pivoting is Suter. Another of the likely Team USA players. Sees this one come back along and through and back down. There is a contest on here, but the ruling is it would have been the defensive player getting there, and so icing is called.
Well, Doc, snapshot of the Buffalo Sabres season. We just showed the tape coming out. In-zone coverage, it's haphazard. It's got to be a whole lot better. They've got to be a lot more urgent in their own zone. They got to win more one-on-one battles. Ennis can't lose that battle right there to Granlund. They got to be harder on board play, make quicker decisions, and stop feeling sorry for themselves.
Number 1 in the league in face-off percentage is the team in white and green, and they have proved it yet again here. And we get an offside call. Well, Pierre, when you're playing 3 and 4 nights twice and 15 games in October, you don't get much practice time to solve it for Buffalo.
No, you really don't, and that's one of the conundrums for their coach, Ron Ralston. By the way, Doc, you were talking about Suter being one of the hopefuls for Team USA. I will say this right now. You and I will not go to Sochi, and neither will Eddie if he's not on Team USA's team. How's that?
You know why I hedged? Only because of the unspoken thing about saying it definitely, and the possibility that there might be something awful, like, you know, a knee problem or something like that. But anyway, yeah. He's on our team, right?
Yes, he is.
Just like Thomas Vanek will be on Austria's, but I guess we can't say that for sure until they turn out the lineup in the latter part of December, in Team USA's case, January the 1st. Shaken back along through some traffic there by one of the 3 Minnesota-born players, Keith Ballard. This one flagged down at center. 13th game in 13 years for these teams, so it may take a little while before Pierre hears something interesting down there, as this is angled back in and Ballard will take it.
I already heard one. Pominville made a good feed on that first sequence out there, and one of the Sabres players said, "Nice pass, Pommy."
How about that? Tapped aside, and another try coming up here. Grigorenko around behind, angles it onto the back. Weber holds and shoots one that's blocked out of play. Pretty nice. It's hard to leave that behind, Pierre. I can't appreciate what that must be like for a guy that's here over a decade and didn't really get a chance to see a lot of his teammates before he left.
I agree with you. Watch to the right side of your screen, though. We talk about players that are useful. Pominville being one. How about Justin Fontaine out of Bonnyville, Alberta, and the University of Minnesota, Duluth? He has been a find, an unrestricted free agent coming out of college. He has the puck right now. Doc, he's really, really good for this Minnesota team.
He scored at 12 seconds in the game against Dallas on a feed from Matt Cook, a turnover by Dallas's defense, and it was 1-0 very quickly. His first NHL goal. He said last year in Houston, he wound up on the power play a lot, on penalty kill for the last 20 seconds of the PK, and he led the team in points. Fed back across now for the carry on, and staggering down was Girgensons. Can be played on further by Fontaine. Striding ahead, hoping to catch up to it is Matt Cook, and it's knifed away for the play to be made back ahead now for Brian Flynn. Battled on around, and the good challenge came there from Brodin. Meanwhile, it started back ahead. Brodin's ice time just continues to increase. And Suter, there's no one in the league that plays more than he does.
He's going to be pushing 30 minutes every night. He's at a little over 28 right now. I mean, just ridiculous. Brodin's almost at 25 minutes.
Torrey Mitchell reached this one, trying to fight his way through Talinder. No luck there. Squirted on through to be played now and yanked on back by McCormick. So it is Myers with 3 minutes and 45 seconds gone here in the first period of a contest tonight in Buffalo. Fourth home game of the year for the Sabres. And offside is called.
And Doc, what you were talking about with Jonas Brodin, who I think, with all due respect to Jonathan Huberdeau, should have been the Rookie of the Year in the NHL. You just see the player, and you see last year what he was doing, and you see this year he's almost at 25 minutes a game. It's almost a minute and a half increase for him when you think about it. But he is one of those keepers. You and I were visiting with Henrik Talinder this morning. He said, I'd love to play in the Olympics for Sweden, but with this player here, Jonas Brodin, I don't think I have a chance.
Well, Sweden is going to have such depth at defense. They could just take 6 defense from the Western Conference and 6 from the East, couldn't they?
And one of them is Oliver Ekman-Larsson, who's been just unbelievable for the Phoenix Coyotes so far this year. Dave Tippett's done a great job of him, but that player in particular, he's been awesome.
The Coyotes have been awesome, too. They've been largely away from home and have played 5 road games, won 3 of them. Not in easy venues. This is Heatley pivoting with it now. The longtime veteran tucked it around behind, and it's reversed by Christian Ehrhoff. Sabres shift back to offense, but just that quickly give it away. Mikko Koivu brought it ahead and rocketed one wide. It bounced on back to Brodin, punched it on ahead, and it's grabbed off there, and a hurried shot floated wide from the stick of Niederreiter. Niederreiter right there to get the rebound and march on ahead with it. Through one that ricocheted at the bad angle on a cross. Suter able to play it there, rattled it behind, and Parise with it, while falling, fished it around in front. It came on back. Brodin tried to rocket one and got it right on goal for a strong save by the kneeling Enroth.
Doc, Minnesota's dominating board play, and this is an adjustment the Buffalo Sabres are going to have to make. Pucks are coming around the boards. Minnesota's quicker to it. There's Niederreiter with one, and that creates all kinds of chances. There's Suter with one, live along the boards. Parise on the boards. If you're Buffalo, you got to start winning these board battles. It's early in the game, but Minnesota's already setting the tempo.
Over a period of time, there have been several hockey fathers who have come up to me and talked about Zach Parise, that they point to him and say, play like that. Delayed penalty call on Buffalo. Cook gave it on a cross, and a shot. Score! Brodziak! 1-0 in favor of the Wild.
This line's crazy good. The other night against Dallas, they were lethal. They shut down Tyler Seguin, Jamie Benn, no shots on goal. Here they are coming out of their own zone. Brodziak, Cook, Fontaine, they're lethal weapons. They're really good off the rush. And Brodziak threw a screen right through Jonas Enroth. Watch Enroth as Cook puts it over to Brodziak. He looks at the defenseman Weber. He says, come on, get out of the way. If you're going to block it, block it. If not, get out of the way. Watch Enroth. He's like, come on, get out of the way, man.
Brodziak's first goal of the year, native of St. Paul. The other one in Alberta.
Yeah. Fontaine's from right up near him in Bonneville. It's about 3 hours north of Edmonton and almost 6 hours north of Calgary.
This one rifled ahead for the turn back in by Konopka, and the march on back by the Sabres trickled to the corner. There's going to be a penalty coming up here, and this one against Minnesota.
Matthew Dumba out of the Red Deer Rebels is going to go. Off the rush. Watch the right side of your screen, and you'll see Matt Dumba, who was the 7th overall pick in the 2012 entry draft, right here on Girgensson. He puts him down. Doc, you were talking about Olympics. Girgensson will represent Latvia at the Olympics. Matthew Dumba played the World Junior for Canada. Won't be playing in the Olympics, but he's been a very good player so far. Got his first goal the other night against Dallas, playing for Minnesota.
Power play is sponsored by Craftsman, the 27th best kill against the 27th best power play in a 3-on-2. And Cook led one back. Might be an odd man rush the other way, and the pass bounced off the skate boot of Thomas Vanek and back in. Ron Ralston told Pierre and I this morning Vanek could have 6 or 7 goals in the first half-dozen games. He has only 2, but he's been around the net with great opportunities, hasn't buried them all. Just 2 of them. Pivoting to the outside now and holding along is Jamie McBain. Former Carolina Hurricane drops it on back in. It's sent by Ennis on over for Ehrhoff to connect with McBain. Has a goal this year, McBain does. Thrown in front. Oh, and a scorching shot by Hodgson. Got the glass and is brushed back down the aisle.
Oh, that's a nice job by Tyler Ennis and Cody Hodgson to create that opportunity down low. Usually Hodgson's not going to miss there. Build off the positives here, Buffalo. That was positive right there.
Ahead they march. And it is poked across where Suter was watching. Played back along, but Vanek curls with it. Has McBain. Gives on across to Ehrhoff. Ehrhoff dealt it back along further for the curl on now by Foligno. Foligno rifled it across and a nice diving block by Mikko Koivu. And so it drops on back in a hurried pass ahead now. Caught Steve Ott offside.
Again, you want to be positive if you're the Buffalo Sabres and you look to the puck movement. Last year, their power play was 29th in the National Hockey League. But watch this. That's good puck movement. You identify, make good decisions, get it down low. Ennis put it right out front. You see Hodgson bang his stick. He almost good down low. And then here you go, Mikko Koivu. Really good play that you alluded to, Doc. Really aware. One of the things for Mikko this year, because they're 4 lines deep in Minnesota, he'll be a rested player. He'll be much more valuable in penalty kill situations.
Konopka was chased out of the faceoff. That left Torrey Mitchell to take it, and you see the Sabres advancing it back ahead from that. On to the back it comes now for Myers. Has Pezic, but gives it opposite side. Settled down there and trickled on back to Myers once more. Now across to Pezic. Slices it back to Myers. Myers led it across. Big drive, and that one blocked down. Nice defensive play. And cleared back down the ice.
What a play by Jared Spurgeon, who's known more for his offense than his defense. He sacrifices getting right in the lane. That was really something special.
Rolled right back ahead. Good challenge there, but it's fed through the legs of Myers. Jabbed on back around and dug out by Brodziak. Outlet it ahead now for Cook. And Cook shakes it back in. 4 shots for the Wild, 1 for the Buffalo Sabres. As this one is pulled back along now by Tallinder. His pass misfires and Suter is there. Isn't he always? And throws it back in. Last year he played 10 games over 30 minutes. It's over half the game.
In 2010 at the Olympics in Vancouver, he and Brian Rafalski, they were just minute eaters. They were a machine on defense for Team USA.
Will be an icing coming from this. Saturday morning, NBCSN continues coverage of the Premier League. It all starts at 7 with Newcastle taking on Liverpool. Then at 12:30, NBC brings you West Ham versus Manchester City. NBC Sports, the exclusive home of the Premier League. I'm waiting for Arsenal.
Why is that, Doc?
I don't know. I just like them. I have one of their pennants from the Tower of London. It was one of those guys outside selling them. I got Man United and Arsenal, and I don't know why.
We did that together, didn't we?
Yeah. Speaking of torture chambers, this one goes back in now for Pezic. That's not any of the recommended part of the tour Pierre and I would have for families. Anyway, this careened on back. And the British Air got the better of us that day. This one rocketed on down and will go. Icing is waved off. Jab back around by Girgensons, but in traffic now. Walled a bit, but bouncing off that was Flynn. Got it back to Pezic off of Girgensons' deflection on goal. And the stop was made there by Harding. Peeled off and dropped gently back down, nearing the halfway point of the first period. Shots are at 4-2. Ehrhoff had that one knifed right down by Parise, handed back over to Koivu. Moving in, got it onto Parise for a shot right on goal and covered by Enroth. The St. Paul guy, Alberta. First goal of the year at 5:23 from Cook, and Brodin 1-0. Third-year coach Mike Yeo of the Wild, like Pierre, has a ring as an assistant coach with the Pittsburgh Penguins in a Stanley Cup championship year. He said this morning he's trusting that stretch run and the experience of playing Chicago in the opening round will give his team something to build on. They are number 1 in fewest shots allowed, and they've outshot every opponent. Why? Because they had the puck a lot.
And it's what that you were talking about before. Faceoffs matter so much. And 1 through 4 on faceoffs, they're very good. There's another faceoff win by Koivu.
Parise reached in. Continues. Shaking to Linder. Right back again. Zach Parise got it to the back to Suter for a shot that was knifed away by Ott. Chased down by Koivu. Fed to Ott. Can't clear out. This is the best Sabres line from the third period against Chicago. The trouble was there was nothing coming from the other 3. So they wound up getting a lot more work. And that usually does not become productive when you're having to play so much and you need 1 goal just to force overtime. Myers came by, slipped it on as far as center. It is shanked off Ballard. Curled along by Brodziak, fed right ahead for the carry back in by Spurgeon. Spurgeon dropped it on back for Fontaine to throw one in front, pinballed off a couple of Buffalo defenders, and is cleared all the way back down. Long toss ahead is flagged down by Stafford. North Dakota product, tried to get by, could not, and Brodziak sends it behind to Ballard. Ballard wipes out, has to get back to his feet again. That's pumped off the back of the goal, and read there by Ennis, who pushed one in front that Brodziak was able to get. A rare gaffe, but it occurred because of the ice. At least that will be the excuse when he gets to the bench. May not have to make it, but at any rate, we have another icing. Ron Ralston's team trying to build off that strong third period. The line of Steve Ott, Cody Hodgson, and Thomas Vanek was about all they had.
I stood where he stood, Doc.
Yes.
You got a young team and you're trying to build a program. It's not easy. And in this league, it's easy when you're on a winning streak. It's tough. The magic is getting your team out of a losing streak, especially when they're young.
McBain, a shot blocked down, kicked at by McCormick, but then lifted back off the boards. And it goes through Cook, who was jostling with McBain. 9 U.S.-born players on this team with the U.S.-born coach from Fenton, Michigan, Ron Ralston. 6 Canadians and 10 from Europe. Austria, Latvia, Russia. Pierre went over the roster for me this morning and projected maybe 3, 4 players perhaps from Buffalo and 7 from Minnesota might be on Olympic teams. Call ** NHL to download. Well, we have a scrap developing here.
Clayton Stoner, Cody McCormick. McCormick's trying to get his team going. He knows his role. He's trying to get his team going. These are 2 big guys.
Ooh. Going for the big punches. Both of them on all 4s and back to their feet again.
Clayton Stoner's going to have to get his nose looked at. He's bleeding from the nose. Both guys just trying to get their team engaged, especially McCormick. We talk about big shots. There's the big shot, the left to the nose, and that's going to send Stoner for some repairs.
He has departed for repairs at number 8 there with the victory in the scrap. Ironically, on the date that Dave Schultz is celebrating his 64th birthday. I don't know if he's watching this, but he probably has an appreciation. Full strength action to come from this with 8:33 to go here in the first.
Speaking of tough guys, former Sabres, we talked about Uncle Marcus Foligno. His brother Nick's wife had a baby this morning, and think about Mike Foligno, one of the tougher Sabres that ever played for this organization. He might be one of the tougher grandfathers around, Doc.
Oh, yeah, still.
First time ever being a grandfather. Little baby girl's name is, let me just remember this one if I can, Milana. Milana, the little baby girl born at 4:30 this morning.
Nice. Mike is an assistant coach with the New Jersey Devils. Meanwhile, this is controlled to the outside, full strength action still. Pominville turns, McBain on him. to a side to that corner. Nudged around behind. Pominville angles it on back. Filtered back further by Suter. Centering pass in front, skipped across, and can be played and started back out by Kevin Porter. Shaken back in by Flynn, who burrows in right after it. Challenge came there from Brodin. Slipped back along for the outlet, and Granlund can carry ahead. Marches right back and gives on to Heatley. Heatley with a swagger move that does not work. Collared and worked back out again by Flynn, and marching back in with it. Now it's Hodgson across. The return was blocked by the sprawling defense, and we get a stoppage of play, a tripping call from center. A power play to result from this. 7:47 to go on the first. 1-0 the Wild.
Welcome back to Buffalo. Coach, your team's about to go on a power play. One of the most exciting parts, or better parts for your team so far was their power play. What's the key to your power play?
Well, we got to outwork them here, and they're real good on draws. We got to get this draw, and then we got to outwork them and get pucks to the net. I think we've struggled in the first here getting through the neutral zone, which has hurt us.
How come you're struggling with board play as well? It's not just the neutral zone. It looks like they're winning a lot of battles.
Yeah, I mean, we got to be stronger on the boards and make better decisions. If we don't have plays, we got to stand over it, and we haven't been able to do that yet.
Thanks a lot, Ron. Yeah, thanks.
Here's McBain firing, and that one ricocheted wide. Can be played on further. And McBain with it once again. That one goes up into the mesh. The Sabres with 2 shots in the first half of the first period. One in the first minute, and the second in the last minute of the first half. That was it. They are still credited with 2. That point blast did not find its way on goal. And so Koivu with a face-off win while his team is shorthanded, and Brodin takes over.
Just what Ron Ralston said would happen, did. And Doc, we talk about fragile teams, and Buffalo clearly is one of those fragile teams. They haven't won yet, and Ronnie was talking about that. Here's an example of a fragile team. You're on a 2-on-1. Thomas Vanek is your best goal scorer. What is he doing passing? Crank it on goal. That's just overthinking the situation. He's a right-hand shot on the left-hand side of the ice. That's a one-time chance on goal.
It is Suter ripping it ahead and down on the kill. Half a minute gone right now on the Sabres power play, and McBain rushes it ahead. Darcy Regier said that they got McBain for that puck-moving ability and his skill on the power play. Did not start in the opening game in Detroit, but then when offense dwindled fast was needed. A lot of scrappy play here. Power play is only connected in one game. Got 2 in that one, empty in the others for Buffalo. Ehrhoff, a shot and a stick save is made there, and it's rocketed back to Ehrhoff again. Stepping to the outside, Ennis, and a drive, and that one blocked down by Brodin, and he's able to just confidently play it back down.
I don't think people realize how good a play that was by Brodin, because both Konopka and Parise were on the left-hand side of the ice for Minnesota. Brodin effortlessly gets in the lane.
Spurgeon and Ballard on defense now for the shorthanded Wild. Stepping by and rocketing one further was Torrey Mitchell. And so this is guided on across now for Myers. It registered 1 shot on goal. That stick save made by Harding. While this power play has been on, that one kicked across now, and Ballard is able to rip one off of Stafford. Poked on by Pezic. Pezic down to the ice. And away with this now comes Mitchell. Nicely swept away, though, by Stafford. Moves it ahead to Ott. Stafford breaks to the net. Ott to the outside. Swung one. Stafford bunted one out in front, and it's covered there. He had Pezic in front. Decided that was the place to go. And it was covered by the netminder Harding.
Well, people at the University of North Dakota and Shattuck St. Mary's are like Drew Stafford in this situation. Does a good job to create this opportunity off the rush. Ott gives it up to Stafford, who puts it right out front, and they can't beat the goaltender. But if you look at it, Josh Harding square to the shooter, but you love the second effort from Drew Stafford there in the back check against Torrey Mitchell, who started it all off.
In addition to scoring goals, he had a band called the Red Seal Peach Band of North Dakota, did Drew Stafford, with Jordan Parise in the band, Zach's brother.
And I'm sure Zach was there watching some of the shows.
Tapping his foot, saying, I don't want to try that myself. His line mate in New Jersey, Travis Zajac, had a band that was a competing band called Toe Drag. Meanwhile, back on the power play.
Did they ever play at Saunders or Westward Ho in Grand Forks? That's what I need to know.
Man, here's Pominville reversing. battled down by Flynn. Good job there. Full strength action here with 5 1/4 to go in the first period. Trying to finesse to the front, but failing was Grigorenko. Handed back on to Granlund and dumped back to center.
Or Doc, maybe Whitey's in East Grand Forks.
I think you're free at both of those places now that you've mentioned them. Meanwhile, it is Brodin. Pass blocked right back to him again. Good hard work on those boards being done by the Sabres right now. A corner battle to a side. The 5th one comes by. It usually happens, and Suter can step away. Granlund just saw this one go back in and eludes the reach of Enroth. Ryan Miller has played splendidly in 4 games, lost all 4. But his save percentage is tremendous at .941. A .229 average on a team that hasn't won yet, so he has been sparkling. And that is the reason much consideration is already being given to him by Team USA. Although they will not decide officially to be announcing this until they get to Ann Arbor on the 1st of January for the Winter Classic. Directed back ahead and into some traffic now. Sparred for by Ehrhoff and by Koivu. Some help came, and that is fed along now to Stafford. Stafford ripped one on ahead. It's collared up the wing and pushed right on goal where it's covered there with 3:56 to go in the opening period. Not too many stoppages, but this is one. Inside the Glass presented by Capital One with Pierre.
Board play has been a huge part of this game for the Minnesota Wild, and the evidence doesn't lie. If you watch the videotape, just dominant on board play. Michael Granlund against Tyler Ennis keeps the play alive. Daniel Heatley supports. Watch the pinch by Ryan Suter. Here's another one. Brodziak in his own zone defensively, supported by Ryan Suter. Good support coming out of their own zone. Watch 11 in white. Zach Parise right here, working against the entire Buffalo Sabre defensive zone coverage. Just puck possession skills, hard on it, creating offensive opportunities for Ryan Suter. Minnesota dominating board play. And Doc, it's an easier game when you have 4 lines going like Minnesota does. You can play that ground and pound kind of game that Minnesota's doing right now.
Well, Brodziak won this face-off away from Ott. Steve Ott, the road captain for this team. His line mate Thomas Vanek is the home captain. This one chipped on through, and then a battle for it there, and peeling off and able to start it ahead was Hodgson. This one hoisted along, and it careens just ahead of Ott, who moves in there with Suter. The two of them challenge. Hodgson wanting to step away, cannot. Pushed off the outside of the goal by Brodziak. Thrown along by Brodin. Just a good, safe play, so his team can make a change in lines with 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the opening period. Shots are 5-4 in favor of Minnesota. Wild with the puck right now. Parise sent it on back. Thus far, has it been a puck possession period for Minnesota?
Yes, sir. And you know, that's exactly what they want to do. Doc Parise was visiting with you and I before the game. He says, what I love about our team this year, we can dominate the puck. And you see what they're doing on the cycle right now. That's domination. Look at this.
Foligno moving for this one. Jabbed it on back behind, and it's twisted on for the play to be made to Stafford. Stafford floated one ahead. Foligno had trouble corralling that one. It's put right on the money to Niederreiter. Wanted to work his way by, but no luck there because of Myers. Brought on now by Stafford, and Stafford tied up by a couple. The battle continues right near Talinder, and then back in deep where it is Spurgeon to play.
That was an alumni meeting. Parise and Stafford, Shattuck St. Mary's in North Dakota. Getting together right there.
Angle just wide, stepping out to play is Hardy. And along to Pominville, who trickled it on back. So Ballard, but off Granlund. Settled down by Heatley and sent on back.
Here's an example of that patience with the puck they're really working on in Minnesota. It's not just dump and chase. Get the puck and control it like this.
Granlund marching on through one that ricocheted off Heatley. Good challenge from Pominville. Turned back over to Granlund, then set up for Pominville, and the shot shanked wide.
Good block by Ehrhoff, too, Doc, getting in the lane.
That was a quick change of possession he had to deal with there, and he did very well. This time he sees this pass go on now that's floated back out by Flynn, turned back on, and Granlund ran into Girgensons, and this can be played back up the wing by Grigorenko and settled down by Harding. Then Suter, then very quickly bounced on back for Girgensons, defended by Suter. Girgensons again to a side battle in the last minute 17 of this opening period. The lean and the pass in front that skipped to the corner, as getting in the way was Dumba. Thrown to the front, and that whistle just wide from McBain's stick. Jammed on by Granlund, pushed right back. Good puck possession now by Buffalo, but they can't make anything happen just yet. Played along now by Vanek. Squirreled around behind for Grigorenko. Tried to weave one in front for Flynn, no luck. And it's dealt on back safely to center, where McBain takes in the last 50. Vanek able to step right back ahead and throws one wide off the boards, covered by Harding. Tomorrow on the NBC Sports Network, looking forward to this. Sharks and the Blues in St. Louis. Coverage begins with NHL Live at 7 Eastern. Wednesday night rivalry matchup, Caps and the Rangers. Coverage starts at 6:30 Eastern with NHL Rivalry Night and NHL Rivals the program. And Thursday on NHL Network, Penguins Flyers. Coverage beginning at 7 Eastern.
Doc, one of the hardest things for Ron Rawlston, the Buffalo Sabres this season, they have yet to play with a lead. That is a really difficult thing to play with in this league. If you don't have the lead, it is really tough.
Yeah, and road teams that get it can clamp things down, though that's not what Minnesota's mode of operation is anymore. At one time it was, but now they have the players assembled that can play a different style. That one paddled away by Harding, whose performance this year and many times last year has been unheralded, but should be heralded more. He's given up only a goal the last 3 games, appeared in the first one, and played the last 20 minutes. And then 2 complete games. Here's Parise on the intercept, and the shot that's covered by Enroth with 7.1 to go.
You got to know the time on the clock if you're a player for the Buffalo Sabres, and you can't try to do too much. Mike Weber tries to do too much. Make the simple play. Don't turn it over to one of the lethal scorers in the NHL. Zach Parise. Jonas Enroth does a nice job coming out, making himself look large. But that's just knowing the time on the clock. Make the easy play off the boards and out. Save your boys to fight another day.
This is Konopka, and he wins. And that's wide. And that's it. Stay tuned for the Lexus Intermission Report with Liam, Keith, and Jeremy. Turnovers haunt the Sabres. Oilers Caps update among the various things that will be coming away from them tonight. And a 1-goal win for the Detroit Red Wings in Boston this afternoon, Columbus Day. The last chance from Pominville was one of the first in that period. And we are at the end of one. Brodziak's goal, the only one. Here again, Chris Rooney is on the line with headquarters. It is getting a little bit lighter here. And light enough to start the tilt in the second period.
Chris Rooney just came by both benches. Says, the lighting okay for you? Just asked Jonas Enroth. Now he's checking with the other goaltender to say, Josh Harding, you ready to go? And they're ready to go. They're going to tee this thing up.
All they want to do is play. Remember Paul Dvorsky's conversation with Sidney Crosby in the pouring rain at Heinz Field?
Yes.
It's kind of bad, isn't it? It's good enough. We can play. Okay. So it is reversed along now for a little chip by Myers. Sabres trying to see if they can generate a little bit more here. They were outshot 6-5. A little deceptive there as Cook let a shot go that rattled around. Is pumped along further and bounced around for Telinder to play back ahead. Foligno burrows along with Brodin. Help came there from Brodziak, who was in deep and wedged off a little bit by Foligno. Pumped it along for Fontaine and carried right back ahead by Cook. Matt Cook backhanded one that's back-checked away by Stafford. Fontaine verified this morning that he is not a part of a hockey family NHL. There was Val, there was Len among those who had NHL time. As ahead with this now is Ennis, and a shot is stopped off there by Harding. Harding not to his feet yet, now gets back for a shot. That blocked down by Brodziak. Sent across, Stafford a shot, and that whistled wide. Onto the back now to Enroth, across to Stafford once more. Rattled on for Pezic, and that one right into the catching glove of Josh Harding.
That's a great start for Buffalo, and a real nice job by Tyler Ennis off the rush. Going to the danger zone, Harding with the initial save. Keep the play alive if you're Drew Stafford. Here comes the heat from the back end. Another shot coming off the wing. Harding square to the shooters. Eventually he's going to make a glove save, but it's a real nice job by the Buffalo Sabres getting pucks on goal and putting a little duress on Josh Harding.
Off this face-off, it is shuffled around behind for Spurgeon to take it, and then gently colliding with his goaltender that time was Ballard. This one trickled back in where it is read by Ehrhoff. Popped loose, and Pezic had to foist it behind into Minnesota possession, and then just that quickly to Buffalo and back out again. Jared Spurgeon, a small player, as is Tyler Ennis, boyhood friends in the Edmonton area. We're out on the ice together in the last shift that has continued for Spurgeon, but not for Ennis. Spurgeon across now to Ballard again. That one directed back in by Niederreiter, obediently to the bench in a line change in the first 2 minutes of period number 2.
Spurgeon was a great player for the Spokane Chiefs. His coach was Billy Peters, and now an assistant coach for Mike Babcock in the Detroit Red Wings. Spurgeon spent 5 years in Spokane.
Trickled back in and nicely wanded out of the way there by Harding. Carried back along by Fontaine. He dropped it off. That one chipped loose but can be flagged down by McCormick. Wide of the cage it goes, and an icing call is made.
Now this is the new rule, the hybrid icing rule. Point of reference is a face-off, Dot. Who wins the race, Doc?
Well, if it's a tie, they say it goes to the defense. And
the defense.
That was pretty close.
Yeah, I think Dumba 55 is actually ahead right there. Tough, though. Really tough.
Konopka won the draw, but it is picked up and started ahead by Porter. Nice swagger move. Threw one in front that was spiked by MacArthur, and another try. Double shift these guys. They seem to have a touch out here right now.
Johan Larsson just missed an open net for Buffalo.
5th NHL game for number 22 in the dark uniform. And he booms in that time, sending down Stoner. So Mitchell flew it right back in. Veilleux moves in after it with McBain. And out of that, there was help for Buffalo. But it is backhanded around further by Brodin. Played on by Veilleux. Turning in some traffic. Oh, a freight train hit by Porter on Konopka.
Kevin Porter's all about character. A 4-year man out of University of Michigan, was the CCHA Player of the Year in 2008. He's all about character, Doc. Tremendous character player.
As is Konopka, who just passed 1,000 penalty minutes earlier this season. Sent on ahead by Fontaine, dug out by Brodziak, and pitched back in again by Matt Cook. Myers moves in there, chased off by Brodziak, reverses nicely and had some help. Talinder can outlet it. The Let's Go Buffalo chant has begun here. Suter connects up with Fontaine. Slugged one on across for a shot by Cook, and that one directed wide. Matt Cook with a goal and an assist in each of the last 2 games, and the winner in both for the Wild. Fed one on a cross that had to be flagged down, and then is given on back for Ballard's shot that is blocked. Given right back to him again. Keith Ballard holds and slugs it across now to Spurgeon. Spurgeon dropped it around behind, but the carom benefited Myers. Then Flynn almost a giveaway, and it is a giveaway. On a cross, it went off the blade of the stick of Koivu, rattled around behind. Parise got a piece of it. Niederreiter got all of it. And off of Koivu and back to center. An example of puck possession. Just like Hawks on the puck, these guys. Niederreiter moves in there. Chipped it along now for more control. Thrown in front off of Parise. Battles there. It popped up off the cage and can be dealt around again for Talinder, and they'll try to get out once again. Niederreiter and Koivu have come to the bench. Parise remains on the forecheck for the Wild. Directed back in by Foligno. It is Spurgeon back to play. Then Ballard. Then up the boards. And right out comes Pominville. Led one on ahead. Granlund there. And a shot is waffle boarded up into the mesh by Enroth.
Well, let's take a little look at Kevin Porter and his skill level working against Clayton Stoner. Goes right around him. That's a creative play by Kevin Porter. Gets it out front. Good opportunity. There's Johan Larsson. Misses a wide open net. And same sequence, Kevin Porter hard on Zenon Konopka. And then it's got to be a little bit of Minnesota, but the skill level of Jonas Brodin after that hit. stepped up and a good quality chance for Minnesota off that.
He's special, isn't he? Wow. Back in deep it comes. Stafford couldn't come up with that. It's dealt along now for Pominville. Could not work it further. Pushed by Stoner behind and can be played by Dumba. Then on out to center. Patrolling defensively that time was Ennis. Given up to Dumba. Across to Pominville and swept back in. Konopka to play it there. Return pass from Heatley. Konopka around behind, rubbed out there by Ennis. Meanwhile, it's played and thrown off a wild forechecking stick by Vanek. Rifled on ahead and fresh from the bench to block that one down was Mitchell. Meanwhile, across he goes to work on Stafford. Filtered it through to Vanek. Chipped it around behind, and it can be played by Suter.
Buffalo didn't like that. They thought it was too many men on the ice when Torrey Mitchell played the puck coming off the bench.
No icing on this play. More collisions. Up the boards it comes for the hold by Brodin. Sachets by one. Walks on and shot one, and it went wide. Suter plays it along. Off the stick of Konopka. Jabbed on around there. Into some traffic by Veilleux. The Wild just rolling through on their lines, and the puck comes to Konopka again. Konopka threw one that went off Veilleux and the outside of the cage. Veilleux burrowing around behind, pushed it on for Konopka. It is a different day in Minnesota, isn't it? They keep the puck and don't let you have it. Walked right back ahead now. Fed back for Koivu, and a save made by Enroth. And a stick goes helicoptering in the air. That's Niederreiter's. He regains it now. The work done by Koivu. Picked up, though, by Hodgson. Led back up the wing for Ott's play to Vanek. And back to Steve Ott. He has to retreat. His pass is flagged down by the Wild. And the fans here in Buffalo are starting to notice their team does not have the puck much.
Get your tickets in Minnesota. These guys are a blast to watch.
Walked on by Parise, sent across, and a one-time try by Koivu could not work. His stick is back behind, and it is broken. So he comes to the bench anyway on a shift change. Tapped gently aside. Ballard burrowed in to play that one. It's swept along now for Spurgeon. Tried to hurry. Got some reinforcement. It bounced off Cook's stick and is taken back along again for the pivoting play made there by Larson. Forced on further and lifted into the catching glove and right out again as Harding steers it on. And Spurgeon connects with Brodziak. And back up the wing, here comes Cook. Rattled on around now for Fontaine. Slipped it onto the back for Ballard. Set up for Fontaine. It careened onto the back where it is held there. And shot just wide by Dumba. It doesn't seem to matter which line is out there.
Well, 5 legs and good skill for Minnesota.
Dumba with a head fake and a shot that slipped wide. Myers comes over to get that one. Back up the defensive boards. Another collision. Dumba able to keep play alive there. Dumba with nice work to worm his way to the outside. Backhanded one in front. It went off Heatley's stick and wide. Carried back up by Porter. Glides on ahead. This unit has done pretty well offensively when they've had the chance, but nothing comes of this. Back to Minnesota possession yet again. Heatley tried to get by, could not. It's on to Ehrhoff's stick, and he is able to lead this rush ahead that is floated wide of the cage and bounces back over for Grigorenko's shot that hacked wide. Reversed by Stoner, taken on by Brodziak, and walked it on the backhand back down. And there will be an icing that will come from this.
Well, Doc, I know Jeremy, Liam, and Keith were talking about Jonas Brodin. Here's a little example of his handiwork. Gives it up there to Ryan Suter. Calm under fire. That leads to a quality chance off the rush for Minnesota. Just the composure. And here he is on the offensive blue line. Thanks for coming, Thomas Vanek. I'll just get that one right around you and put it on goal. This kid is really good, Doc. Really, really good. Played for Färjestad in the Swedish Elite League, which is a legendary program in their league.
And one of his better numbers is he's only 20. Got a lot of time left. What do we have here? Nothing much. So it is Weber. Popped on off of Konopka. Jabbed on further. Zenon Konopka there. Closed off around behind. Another Wild player moved in. That was Fontaine. Beg your pardon, Granholm. Meanwhile, it is Heatley yanking it along. Granholm had a man alone in front. No luck there. And Pominville is the guy who was there. And so it has started back ahead. Tipped on back deeper. Granlund's line is still out there right now. He reaches in 64 in white. Granlund watching as a two-a-side battle comes back up the boards. Goes to work there on Stafford. Freed it up. And it's Minnesota possession. And backhanded back in. It is Enroth. Virtually non-stop play. It only panics our commercial coordinator, not us. Trickled around behind. Niederreiter is pawed off there and waltzed around the boards by Myers. Still a two-a-side battle. One of those board battles that Pierre was mentioning from the first period. Eventually it kicks on to Ennis. Starts right out in front. It's knocked away. But he can charge back out and watch this play develop as it's lugged back on. Up the wing and shot, and that one steered away by Harding. Coming to the bench, the guy who led that rush, and that was Tolinder. Right from the bench, it's held by Ehrhoff. Yanked back around. An easy read for Suter, and that one clicked to center. A little over 9 minutes to go. Second period of play. The lone goal from Brodziak. 5:23 of the first. Ott got it to the back. Pezic a shot. Oh, and it bounced off of Harding, and then it's pushed aside. Pezic working in deep. This one came back around to be battled for there. Tumbling down, but getting back to his feet again is Hodgson. Yanked on by Niederreiter to Hodgson. Intercepted. A shot is blocked off by Suter. A turnover by Niederreiter, but a stop by Suter. Fire wagon change in the period of the long change for the Wild. Vanek slugged one in front, tangled up in skates. They battle for it at the front of the net. No one can grab it. Whistle is blown. A penalty is coming up. A lot of chaos for a change in front of the Minnesota net. 1-0 Wild.
Well, Thomas Vanek makes a good play. Watch Zach Parise and Cody Hodgson right there. He holds onto the stick. That puts Parise in the penalty box. Buffalo had a lot of action. Here's Cody Hodgson. He shoots it. Watch the left hand of Ryan Suter. He blocks that with his left hand. He's on the bench right now with the trainer. He's been talking to the trainer. I actually talked to him. He's flexing his left hand right now. And I said, Ryan, you all right? He says, absolutely. I'm ready to go. I'll be back on the ice.
Parise, a stick hold, third power play of the game for the Sabres. They have 2 shots out of their total of 11 on the power play. So ahead, it's lugged by Myers. Lost it there, but a good keep by Stafford, trying to get away from Torrey Mitchell. Oh, and Stoner got his stick right in the way and directed it back out. So again, the Sabres must drop back. This is power play number 24 for the Sabres on the year. They've connected twice, both in the same game. As this is chipped around and battled for by Spurgeon, but taken along by Foligno. The big man throws it on back to Pezic, then across to Myers. Foligno again in the shooting hole, but it couldn't be teed up by Stafford, and is thrown back down.
Again, the right idea by Buffalo in terms of their puck movement, Doc, but just a little wayward on the relay from Foligno to Stafford.
Matt Cook comes to the bench, shorthanded for a change now. Halfway through this power play for Buffalo. Hodgson able to bring it ahead. He's got Ennis nearby. Hodgson drifting with it. Some moves, and Suter, as he told you, Pierre, right back out there again. Along it comes from McBain. Swung it around hoping for Hodgson, but instead it's through the legs pass and a diving poke back down the ice by Kyle Brodziak.
He was trying to steer that to Mikko Koivu. Was telling him, I'm open, I'm ready. Just a little too far ahead of Koivu. We needed a change.
Konopka and Mitchell are the Wild there now. It was left behind momentarily by Hodgson. That's enough for Brodin to hand back over to Mitchell. Mitchell with a shot. Fought off by Enroth, and the rebound picked up by McBain. Some booing here. And there's no one named Lou. So it is a boo, legitimately. And along to take this is McBain. To the last 10 of the man advantage. And again, the Wild play it back down. Had they not demonstrated this in the early games of the season, we would say this is an exceptional game by the Wild tonight, but this is just normal of this season for them, and that's a Pominville shot that had to be handled by Enroth. 6 1/4 to go here in the second, and it is still 1-0. A backhand pass across, oh, and Granlund tried to get a setup at the front of the net that did not work.
Minnesota made the playoffs in the last weekend of the season last year, Doc. That won't be the case this year. They won't need to go that deep. They'll make the playoffs. They'll be one of the most exciting teams to watch in the Western Conference. They're that good.
Yeah, Granlund pushed that one on to Konopka, and this one ricocheted out of play. It is still just a one-goal game.
Welcome back to Buffalo. Your team leads 1-0. Why isn't it more?
Well, inconsistency, really. We make one good play, we follow it up with a bad play. We have one good shift, we follow it up with a bad shift. So we got to get everybody rolling here, everybody going 100%.
Mike, I find your team delightful to watch. What are some of the adjustments you made that made them so fun to watch?
Well, I mean, defensively, we made a few last year that helped us to get the puck more, but offensively this year, this is where we've taken the biggest stride. You saw it in the first goal, getting our D more involved in the play, more involved in the rush, and I think we've been doing a better job using the offensive zone, but I'd certainly like to see a little more going forward here tonight.
Just one quick one. How good Jonas Brodin?
This kid is special.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Offside is called. He was out there at the time that rush developed and actually forced the offside. He and Suter together. Karlstad, Sweden.
Yeah.
Played for Farstad.
Yeah,
Farstad. So you'll get me straightened out maybe by the time we get to Sochi.
Doctor, the 2005 lockout, the defense tandem for Farstad was Zdeno Chara and Sheldon Surrey. Not kidding. They lost in the final to Frölunda. It was a tremendous final. I was there to watch it. But you imagine Chara and Surrey playing on the same defense tandem?
Oh, yeah. The other goalies are saying to their teammates, block the shots. They say, you block them.
You get in the way. The goalie for Frölunda that year, Henrik Lundqvist.
Well, he saw plenty of those, I guess, huh? Pivoting with this now is Suter in the last 5-10. Period number 2. The shots this period are 6-4 Buffalo, 11-10 Sabres in the game. Brought back ahead now. Girgensons threw one in front. Oh, and it's spiked. Don't score! Flynn! Tie game!
Good stuff for the Buffalo Sabres and really good for Brendan Flynn out of the University of Maine. Turnover in the neutral zone. Turn the Jets on, attack with pace and rhythm. You don't score on the first one, score on the rebound. Josh Harding with a little juicy rebound. Girgensson puts it out front. There's a rebound chance. Put your stick on the ice and put it up high. Nice job, and that's against a real good tandem of Suter and Brodin. But the turnover in the neutral zone by Zach Parise leads to the quick counter. Girgensson's put it out front. Chance 1, chance 2. Boom.
So, despite puck possession time and all of those other stats, they are meaningless compared to the ones at the top of your board. Showing I have a great grasp of the obvious in a 1-1 game now. See if things change a little bit for the Sabres here. Maybe a little confidence boost. Maybe Vanek does not pass off in a 2-on-1 next time. Who knows how this can sweep through a team. Meanwhile, this ricocheted across, and it went off of Granlund. Carried back ahead, and Ott got it over. Hudson, a shot, getting his glove on that was Harding. Gets repositioned back in front. Thrown between the point men and back down.
Ryan Flynn was a free agent signed by the Buffalo Sabres out of the University of Maine. Played there for 4 years. But he is a tremendous opportunist, always was when he was a college player.
Native of Linfield, Massachusetts. Probably liked the Red Sox last night in that game against Detroit. Hooked on a cross now for a play to be made onto the back. Weber got it over. McBain threw one off the boards, hoping for the bounce and covering it off the boards was the netminder Harding.
Doc, Cody Hodgson's about 5'11". He uses one of the longest sticks I've ever seen for a player at 5'11". And you can see the long stick really helped him out right there in terms of getting the puck on goal. You see that Spurgeon tries to hook it down, but the long stick breaks free, and Josh Harding fights it off. Really, really good job. And look at Spurgeon coming in to help out to make sure there's no second chance opportunity. It gets to the back of the net.
Won by the Sabres to McBain. Slugs one that's turned aside. And lobbed along off the glove of Weber. If this remains 1-1 after 2, there is some confidence to build on for Buffalo coming into the third.
Well, there are no moral victories in this sport, but this gives them a whole lot of energy.
Girgensons tossed one across. Flynn's line still working. Girgensons a shot, getting a piece of that one was Harding. Trouble came there for Dumba, but carried back out by Fontaine. Angled across, and it is punched right back along for Cook's shot that got the glass over the glove hand of Enroth. 12 shots to 4 Sabres in this period. 17-10 in the game. Flynn from Girgensons at 15:04. Flynn's first goal. Lobbed on ahead for the carry back on by Koivu. Koivu dips the shoulder, curls around behind. A log jam of players in front. The net came back down on its moorings, so back the other way comes Ennis. Big drive, save, rebound is turned back out, and Parise sweeps it on across for the carry back up by Niederreiter. Niederreiter crosses, Parise brings it on. Hands back to Koivu, and the shot's off the glass. Rattled around behind, Parise still working there. Penalty coming up against the Sabres. Spurgeon led it across. Ballard gave it to Parise. Tried back for Ballard off the glass, and they say that the Sabres touched enough for the penalty to be called with 2:09 left.
Doc, we have some racehorse hockey. It starts with a wraparound opportunity for Mikko Koivu. You see all the people gathering around Jonas Enroth. He fights it off, and then it's quick transition to a potential 3-on-2 for the Buffalo Sabres. Harding makes a save, and then we go the other way, and this is where the penalty comes in. Nino Niederreiter trying to get to the net. Drew Stafford's going to get the penalty. I didn't see where the penalty came, but Stafford's a guy going to the box on a hook.
This is a good power play, and this is a good penalty kill. Fourth best in the league on the PK are the Sabres. Fifth best on the power play, the Wild, out of 30 teams. Drive went wide from Dumba. Angled back along, and it had to be battled for further by Brodin. Kicked off of Dumba, punched across, and it is controlled by Granlund.
Cody Hodgson's having a real good game for Buffalo. He's really picked it up here in the second period.
Led back on for Niederreiter to dump back in. Flynn battling. Watching as Myers reaching in the last minute 20 of this period. Quite a board battle going on. 3 aside. Fed on back for the one-time shot by Brodin that is blocked and then covered by a diving netminder Enroth.
Matthew Dumba was a tremendous offensive player with the Red Deer Rebels. He distributes a puck to Jonas Brodin, but as he walks the line, the light's never going to look greener. One of those board battles won. As he gets right there, rather than passing that one off, he's got to get that to the net quicker because that's where all the traffic's coming from. But now for Brodin, there's no traffic, and it's a routine save basically for Enroth right there. And that's what Mike Yo's talking to him about right now. You're seeing him right there with the board. You got to shoot that puck quick. When you're in the middle of the ice, you can't distribute it. You got to shoot that thing.
Off the tie-up, persistent battle, but eventually it's taken by Pominville. Shoved back on to Koivu. Koivu again. Rattled wide by Pominville, taken by Koivu and connected back to Suter. Then to Koivu again. Has Parisian gave to him. Fed on from Pominville and a save by Enroth, and then he got his paddle on it too. Here's Koivu, another shot, and that one rattled wide and back out to center.
Jonathan Enroth wants to be on the Swedish Olympic team, Doc. He's playing great.
Been a strong performance for him. Pominville steps by. That one skipped across and is set up now for Ott. Moving back out with Hodgson on this penalty kill that's got 20 seconds to go in it. Harding couldn't come up with that one. Spurgeon could. 23 left to go in the period. Spurgeon nudges it on, gets it back from Pominville and gives to him. On across to Pominville. He scores! He has returned to his home of a decade and scored a tie-breaking goal with 9.7 to go in the second period.
Doc, we talked about how exciting it is to watch Minnesota. Here's a reason why. Pass, 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 tape, net. I mean, that's insane hockey. And that's a great shot. It goes off the left shoulder of Enrock, but it's a quickness of the release, and it's a puck distribution, tape to net.
Second goal of the year for Pominville. And we get a halt to play on this dump in on an icing.
Doc, one of our old partners, John Davidson, used to talk all the time about the importance of tape-to-tape passing. So let's count how many tape-to-tapes there are. There's one. There's two. There's three. There's four. There's five. There's six. There's seven. Stick it. That's beautiful hockey.
Parise and Spurgeon get the assists at 1950. Some confusion on the faceoff with 4.1 to go. When played with cohesiveness and speed and skill, it's a marvelous game to watch. And we have seen goals by both teams that have reflected that in this contest tonight. Flynn's was just tremendous work near the front of the net on a setup by Girgensons. And this last, if I hadn't interrupted by speaking, you could have heard the tap, tap, tap of the puck on the stick.
I like the musical tones of your voice.
Well, you got to, because we work together. You have to say that.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, anyway, and this is going to be Konopka to step in and take this draw. Opposite Ennis with 5.2 to go. They've reset the clock. Boy, what a scrum battle there, and it's yanked onto the back. Ballard a shot, ricocheted in front, and the horn sounds. Pretty interesting second period. Shots were 12-8 that period in favor of Buffalo. It is 17-14 Sabres after two. On the big board, it is 2-1 thanks to the tie-breaking goal by Pominville for the Wild. Stay tuned for the Discover Card intermission report. Liam and Keith and JR, plenty of chances for the Sabres and a long, long night for the Edmonton Oilers. From Buffalo, 2-1 Wild after two. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by Verizon, the official wireless partner of the NHL. Here in Buffalo, it is the Sabres trailing the Minnesota Wild 2-1. Third period about to begin. Pierre.
Doc, during the second intermission, Liam, Jeremy, and Keith were talking about leadership in Edmonton, and I couldn't agree with more of what they were saying about Ryan Smith taking over. Here's a 34-year-old, Henrik Talinder, who's been around this league forever, talking to a 21-year-old in Johan Larsson, and is explaining to him about competing, where to go, understanding his role on a team, and face-off situations. You love to see that. That's the leadership that Jeremy, Keith, and Liam were talking about with the Edmonton Oilers. It's not happening in Edmonton, but it looks like it's happening here in Buffalo.
Oh, a good roll block there by Niederreiter. Right in front of Pierre, took Talinder in. And nicely pitched on a cross, but an intercept there, and a shake of the puck back that comes from Hodgson. Hodgson and Vanek and Ott are out there. Ott loses a duel that time. Thrown back in, it was Suter who had won the stick duel with him. Rushing right back out now is Hodgson, and he flips one that is planed away. And can be handed on across now to Ballard. Matt Cook dropped it back in again. Burrowing in, Fontaine. Denied there, turned over to the Sabres, and Ennis with a little flip in front that's cut off, but he regains it again. Oh, dangerous play. Might be an odd man rush here. Drive by Stafford is snapped out of the air and held by Josh Harding. Let's take a look at our sprint storyline of the game. It begins with Kyle Brodziak. Nice ripper on a pass from Matt Cook at 5:23 in the first. Went the longest time, and then Girgensons over for a roof shot by Flynn. And then a marvelous finish by the ex-Sabre Pominville on 7 passes. Pierre counted them as you got to see them on replay, and it broke the tie. That was a power play goal by a second in the last 9 and change seconds of the second period.
There's some nasty going on in this thing now, Doc. There's some pushback by Buffalo on Minnesota, physical.
Good sign. Bayou denied there. Good work by Ehrhoff to free it up. Drew Stafford holds and then lobbed it on back. Ballard turning to get it there. native of Baudette, Minnesota. That's up north. Long toss ahead. It's a big state. Some is south, some is north, and that's up where it gets very cold in the wintertime.
And it is really the state of hockey, Doc. It's just a phenomenal place to go. Mike Yeo, very fortunate to be the coach of this team, and I really like what they're trying to do. They lost Pierre-Marc Bouchard, Cal Clutterbuck, Devin Setaguchi, Matt Cullen, Tommy Gilbert. 2 of those 5 players, both born in the state of Minnesota, when you talk about Cullen and Gilbert. But you know what? They're really going to be a good team this year to watch.
Weber with one that got the glass. Fed across by Girgensons, retrieves it. He's got a big, long reach. And the primary assist on the only Buffalo goal tonight. Left around behind by Harding.
Yeah, pardon me, Doc. Keith Ballard is handling the puck now. He's just got a puck right in the face.
Good eye there. Thrown right back in by Pominville and can be rifled on by Weber. No icing on this play as it is set up by Harding and twisted on through for Stoner. Stoner had a scrap earlier in this game. Wrists one back into the corner. Jammed along by Talinder. Played back ahead by Myers. Cut off by Stoner. Ricocheted off Hodgson. Corralled by Vanek. Vanek saw that one knifed down by a high stick, and so play is stopped.
That is a cut to Keith Ballard. Puck came right up, and it comes off the skates of Brian Flynn. You'll see that right here, Ballard goes to engage off the skate into the face. Keith Ballard, originally drafted by Buffalo in the 02 draft, 11th overall, played in Omaha in the United States Hockey League, 3 years at the University of Minnesota. He was traded before he even put a Sabres sweater on, Doc. He was traded for Steven Reinprecht. So he went from Buffalo to Colorado, then Colorado to Phoenix. He's been all over the place, but you know what? He's played almost 600 games in this league.
And is undoubtedly getting some painkiller right now so that they can put stitches in. This one chased down by Koivu, and Koivu angles one back ahead that comes to Pezic. Pezic banked it around behind, could not be reached by Ott. Niederreiter cancels with his man, so it is again the Sabres dropping back.
One of Ballard's teammates at the University of Minnesota, number 26 for Buffalo, Thomas Vanek,
who won an NCAA tournament here for the Gophers with a decisive goal. The Icebreaker tournament last weekend was won by the Golden Gophers over University of New Hampshire. Niederreiter with one that was spiked wide by Koivu. Koivu up with it again, looks toward Parise, moves to the front himself and stashed one off a skate that's wide. Now Stoner, but it must be played at center as Vanek had a pretty good reach there. So Spurgeon takes this pass and looks over to Stoner and decides to go that way. Lob back in. Forward change is going on for the Wild. Matt Cook's unit is out there now as Weber has some trouble. Reaching in as Cook, it squirreled back ahead to be dropped back on by Grigorenko and then fired toward the net, but that one kneelingly blocked by Pezic, who takes this pass. 3:50 gone, third period. A one-goal game. Minnesota with 2 one-goal leads in this contest. As this is dropped back in for Pezic to play again. He and Weber out there together. Long toss ahead. It's flagged down and drilled right back around again by McCormick. Dumba able to play it ahead. Guided back on for a pass that goes on to Granlund. Back in deep, rolled along now for Talinder. Drops one on for Porter to play. Porter able to hand it across now. And a nice stop on an 80-foot drive by Harding. Very workmanlike. The Wild bring it ahead. That one directed across. Granlund couldn't reach. Pominville could.
Marcus Foligno with a big hit on Matthew Dumba behind the play, and Dumba ran into the linesman, Lonnie Cameron.
A 2 collision play. Only one of them counts as a hit. Along to take this now is Myers, one of 20 players who has to get an exemption. He's so tall to have a longer stick to use. Here's a shot that went wide. 63 inches from heel to shaft. And he needs more than that, so he gets it, but you have to petition. Usually agents are involved, attorneys, of course. Brought back ahead, nothing wrong. Spurgeon a shot, and a scorcher that went head high and wide past Enron. Can be brought back on by Ennis. Ennis pivoting now and dropping it back in deep. And so it is Brodin to play it along. Nudge back on now for the carry back out by Konopka. Roars ahead and shoots one that's guided away. Konopka after that one wipes out and goes feet first into the boards. Back to his feet, seems to be okay, although he does take exception to a non-call. Laid back up the wing now for the control by Ehrhoff, and that one floated where Harding could knock it wide. Ehrhoff again, and that one slowed. Guided back along and a rough ride there thanks to Stoner.
He's going to get a penalty for that rough ride.
It's all free now, so he'll punish even more. Slowly to his feet was Girgensons as this comes back on the delayed call to McBain. Then Ehrhoff, drive, save, made, rebound, batted around, but a penalty will now be called on the stop and play with 6:10 gone in the third period of play. The fourth power play coming up for the Sabres as they try to even the score. Stoner, a rough at 6:10 of the period.
Well, when you go in with your hands high like he does on Girgensons right here, chances are the referee's watching. And then when you have the extra push to the face, chances are you're getting a penalty. Look at that, Doc. That's a set face-off play. Win the face-off, D to D, and then get it out of the zone easy. That's just brilliant hockey by Minnesota there. Really solid.
Ennis is out on this power play. So also is Vanek. And Hodgson. And Ehrhoff. Vanek slugs it back in. Wild can get it, though. Suter there. Held by Ehrhoff and kept alive. Drop back near Brodin. Chipped along for the clear by Brodziak. Matt Cook comes off. Brodziak comes off. Up front, Koivu and Parise. Drop back off for the carry on by Hodgson. Gains the zone. Had it knifed away by Koivu. Spurgeon trickled it along. Koivu hustled after it. Got it away from Vanek, and it's lifted by Parise and back down. And they come to the bench. Just a short burst, and down to the halfway point of the power play for the Sabres. Lugged back ahead and carried on for the feed across to McBain, and his shot turned aside there by Harding. Jammed on back and punched away from Ott. The hustle behind. Ott nearly got there, but it's turned by Hodgson into traffic. Gets it back again. Konopka in the way of that. And then it came free for Mitchell, and he cleared it along and out of play. And back out again from the Wild bench area.
That puck was pretty close in here in the bench.
The Wild have allowed at least one power play goal in every game this year. The Sabres have only been able to score in one of their 6 prior games. They did get 2 in one game against Tampa Bay. This one won on back by the Sabres and handed across to Pezic. Steps in and rifles it on across for the setup now for Myers. And the shot blocked away by Matt Cook and back to center. Old-timers will remember the change in the game of Stan Mikita from feisty to one of the best. And Lady Byng Award winner, and Matt Cook has engineered the very same thing. He has no penalty minutes this year thus far, and is the point leading getter for this Minnesota team coming into the game tonight. Had a primary assist on Brodziak's first goal.
And does he ever love living in the state of hockey? Just came off the ice. He's sitting to my left right now. Found a great school for his children to go to. His wife loves it. He loves it. He's just a happy guy being in Minnesota. But he was very grateful for the way the Pittsburgh Penguins supported him for all his years in Pittsburgh. Stanley Cup champion as a member of the Penguins.
Rifled on ahead for the carry back. Drifting now is Girgensons with a backhander. And boy, I like what I've seen from big number 28 in blue tonight. Not only does he have a primary assist, that makes it easy to like, but he's generated something when he's been out there not all the lines have. He's poised for this face-off.
Who's the best Latvian ever, Doc? Helmut Balderas?
My goodness. Dusting off the pages of history.
He could be in the hunt.
I know, I'm impressed.
Arthur Zerbe?
Yeah, as a goalkeeper, yes. This one punched back along for a keep and a carry along and a slam at the top off the glass from Pominville. Spurgeon gives it across. Brodin took it there. And so Weber will chase it down. McBain shifts back to offense. 11 and a quarter minutes to go here in the third. The narrowest of margins. Sabres looking for that elusive first win. Minnesota trying to make it 3 straight. Both teams will travel after this game tonight. Minnesota by bus to Toronto. And the Sabres by charter aircraft to Long Island for the Islanders tomorrow night. Ryan Miller will be their goalkeeper in that one. There has not been any fall off because of Enroth's performance tonight. He has been solid. This one squibbed along now to Stafford. Stafford able to turn to the outside. Pivots now through one that was blocked away to the corner. And then battled for as Koivu got in the way of that. Foligno able to play it back along to Stafford. Full strength action here. Third period midway. Dumba again. Banked it along. Niederreiter helped onto Koivu. Flying away as Parise, but the pass well off the mark. And lugged on back by Talinder. Bashed it back in, and Stoner patrols there. The Let's Go Buffalo chant, engineered by a drummer here. Meanwhile, this one comes back, presumably not from the band Toe Drag. And we get a halt to play. And what have we?
Zach Parise just got hit with a high stick. No call. Chris Rooney's coming over to check if he's all right.
We're going to get something here.
They caught him. They got him. Parise got hit with the high stick, and Henrik Talinder's going to go in. No cut. Here he is. Parise through the legs. There comes the high stick.
A single minor. Second power play of the game for Minnesota.
Doc, we were talking about Helmut Balderas and the greatness as a Latvian player. There's a Minnesota tie-in who's actually drafted by the Minnesota North Stars in the 12th round and played almost 30 games for the old North Stars.
Would he have been at the time J.P. Parise was playing there?
I don't know if J.P. was there at that time. I think J.P. was not there in 1989.
Oh, right. No. Played back along. Granlund threw one in front. Niederreiter comes up with it there. Granlund around behind. Granlund able to feed to the back now. Dumba across. Led back over, and then Dumba saw it go to Granlund. Then around in front, tapped over to Granlund again. Led on back to Dumba once more. Granlund trying to shake free, goes down. A little bit of a collision with Ott. Battled on further and sent around behind to Ehrhoff, and Ehrhoff is able to float one back down.
Niederreiter just had an unbelievable chance to shoot the puck, and everybody on the Minnesota bench is yelling, shoot it, shoot it. I'm sure they'll have a little discussion with him on the bench.
Ryan Suter led it ahead, and Koivu can bring it on. Glides along and hands to Parise, then to Koivu. Led to the back to Suter. Parise near the front of the net now, gliding across the path of Enroth. And a drive, and a save made by Enroth. Another try, and it's deflected up into the mesh.
That's a good job by Buffalo bailing out Jonas Enroth right there. But here's what we're talking about with Nino Niederreiter. 5th overall pick in his draft year. Watch 22 in white. He's going to get that puck in the high slot right there. That thing's got to go on goal. That's a one-time chance. That's set for him to put it on goal. And the Minnesota bench like, dude, you got to get that on net.
.35 to go, power play. Wild with it, and a shot by Suter did not get through. Punched on across and sent back to Suter. Almost handcuffed by it, but it's Koivu with it now. Side of the net, wraparound try, and that fails from Parise. To the back now to Suter. Led back across again to Koivu. Back over to Spurgeon. Koivu! Oh, and a remarkable play made there. Cutting it across now is Suter. It bounced back off him. He recoils at center to the last 5 of the power play. Pominville filtered it on through, and offside is called. As they say, Parise got over early.
That was tight. Steve Miller on the call. Good puck movement by Minnesota. Great chances. Mikko Koivu had a glorious chance. Really good distribution. Jared Spurgeon, cross-box feed, and Koivu on the one-timer. He didn't waste any opportunity putting that one through. It's a nice pass and a great opportunity. It's a real good job by Buffalo keeping this a one-goal game.
Led back over, and it's Stafford bringing it in. He has Hodgson on the outside. Stafford moving in there along with Dumba. And Fontaine sees this one freed up, and Matt Cook can charge ahead. Cook dropped it back in, went to work with Ehrhoff, goes sliding in safely. That one pitched back around, and the Sabres try to shift to offense again, though they can't do it. Brodziak able to bounce one on back. Collared there and worked by Cook, but a cancellation and a good one by Pezic. Pezic dropped it back up the boards, and it's taken by Stafford and led back over. Brodziak with an omnipresent stick. So it is Pezic yet again. On the turning stick of Hodgson, who led it now for Vanek to try to play over. Canceled out by Cook. And again, the safe play back. All the way down and wide. No icing on the play. Suter able to turn with it there. Suter with the long toss. Tangled up with Mitchell in the bench.
Stafford, sorry, Doc.
That's all right. We're going to get a penalty call. They're going to confer. Midway in the third. Wild 2, Sabres 1. We do not have a decision on that play made yet. The conference continues.
They got him now. It's coming, Doc.
Buffalo penalty, a minor penalty, a bench minor, too many men on the ice.
Too many men. After conferring, they have decided it will be a Wild power play with 7:04 to go in the third.
Right there, you see the puck hit the stick, and look at all the blue sweaters on the ice. That's one too many. Right there, it's going to hit Drew Stafford's foot, and he can't get off, and he knows he's got to get off, and Torrey Mitchell's like, hey, wait a second. Ron Ralston doesn't like it, but it's a letter of the law, and Kyle Raymond's coming over to explain it.
Thomas Vanek will serve the too many men penalty. They'll have Pominville out there as a part of this power play unit.
And you know, Doc, the one thing, and I can tell you again, having been in Ron Ralston's shoes trying to rebuild a group, when it's going bad and you don't have a lot of known players around the league, you don't get the benefit of the doubt very often. It's just the reality of the situation.
Suter leads it across, and Koivu with it there. Onto the back to Suter again. Side of the net, it's Parise. The pass comes to him. Fed one in front for Spurgeon, but it was blocked away. And a good hammer job done there after the initial stick that came from Talinder. Now pulled to the outside. Koivu a shot. Fought off. Parise a shot. And that one wouldn't go either. And Ross standing tall here, keeping this a one-goal disadvantage for his team as this one scaled away from Spurgeon and Suter and back down. A famous Wisconsin family. Suter brings it ahead, leads it back on now for a pass on to Parise. Drop to the back to Suter, led back across to Spurgeon. Drifts with it now. Spurgeon fed one. Oh, and a scorching shot by Pominville with one knee down. Was off the mark. Spurgeon again, back to Koivu. Halfway through the power play. 6 minutes to go. Third period in a one-goal game. Minnesota ahead 2-1. Suter across. Spurgeon a shot. Stifled in front. Good reach there by Ehrhoff. And it's cleared. Now then Suter. 40 to go on the power play. In this period, 5 shots apiece. 22-19 Buffalo in the game. Offside. Little extra from Ott on Granlund that time, but no matter.
Henrik Talinder with a great read right there. Jared Spurgeon had a yawning yank to look at, but you see the active stick by Talinder. And Mikko Koivu has a quality chance on that last power play. And watch Enroth just fight it off. If it's a little tighter to the post, I don't think he has a chance to fight it off. And then Parise on the second chance opportunity. Mikko Koivu, Nino Niederreiter, and Zach Parise have been a tremendous line here again tonight for Minnesota.
Dumba hustling back for this one as we're down to the last 27 on the power play. Yeah, you just see great potential for this Minnesota team, and as you mentioned, the challenge here in Buffalo is just trying to get along as the team gets strengthened and being somewhat patient but somewhat urgent. It's detached attachment. It's strange and it's hard to do. Led back ahead. Granlund brought it ahead and he rattles it back in. Chip back out again and out of play. 4:58 to go in the third. Bumpy ride to the finish, 2-1 Wild. Publicity. Tomorrow it is the Sharks and Blues. NHL Live at 7 Eastern. Our Wednesday night rivalry coverage starts at 6:30 with NHL Rivals. You'll like that. Thursday on NHL Network, Penguins Flyers coverage beginning at 7 Eastern.
Brian Engblom and Dave Strader are going to see a great game in St. Louis tomorrow night.
And we are seeing a competitive one here as the numbers get smaller. 4:45 to go here in the third period. Here is Fontaine with a shot, and that one blocked by Enroth. He has been strong. Suter able to play it back in, burrowing around to brush it aside as Brodziak. Fontaine gave it over to Cook, lost it in front, and then it is hoisted back out again by Ott. Vanek with a wrister that's wide, played carefully off the board. Fired right back from whence it came by Harding. Tipped on along, and it bounced on to Brodziak, and Brodziak able to help it back so that his team can make a change. McBain circle to circle, gave it on across. Long toss ahead comes from Ehrhoff, and it's led right back to him again. Trying to filter it through with the block by Stafford that's set aside by Harding. Punched on then to the corner by Stoner. Dug out there and led on to the back. Ehrhoff gave it over to Pesek again. Hurries a shot, but that bounced off Parise and along near Koivu. Crosses sticks with Ennis. Back up for Mitchell. Couldn't get it by. Ehrhoff threw one in front, and Stoner grabbed that. Set up now for Koivu to drub on back to the Sabres zone. Pivoting with this is Pesek, right back ahead now to Stafford, and then along to Ennis. Chip back to the Stoner corner. He grabbed it there in the wake of the referee. Flipped one along that comes all the way out to center, and Ennis will have to drop back. And Ehrhoff there, pestered by Niederreiter, but it kicked to Ennis and then put back on the stick of Stafford, who led it back over, and Pesek gains the zone. Pesek with a shot, waffle boarded away by Harding. Shots at 24-20 now as this is rattled to the corner, dug out there by Brodin, and scaled on back to center where it bounced to Myers. Tries to lug it ahead, throws it back in. Slowed down by Harding and set up for Brodin. Off of Niederreiter and across. Jabbed on back, but plenty of Wild were there. And lifted back along again by Konopka. 2:50 to go. It is Myers yet again. Myers led one ahead that is slowed down at the line. Delayed offside is now collared there by Veilleux. Still the arm up until this is canceled out. The Sabres had gotten out of the zone to neutral. Then pitched back on by Mitchell. Tough play, but eventually made by Myers to Telinder. Looks ahead. He's got Hodgson out there. Flynn is still there. Girgensons charging after this one with Spurgeon. They collide, and reaching in as Stoner pulled it away, then he was run off. Good aggressive work done on the forecheck by the Sabres. Stoner is crunched there. Puck skittered through. It might be a 2-on-1. It's Heatley bringing it ahead. Granlund on the wing. Heatley moving, and then down to the ice he goes. Collides with the netminder. The net dislodged. No arms in the air.
And the whole Minnesota bench is incredulous. They don't understand how that's not a penalty. Let's see. Danny Heatley trying to pull away from Girgensons. Does he fall on his own dock, or does the stick get him?
I don't know. Let's see.
Well, the stick pushes to the back. It's a sneaky play.
Yeah.
But the stick pushes into the left heel. And that's a great shot by our crew. Really well done, you guys.
Watch live out-of-market games with NHL Game Center Live. One subscription lets you watch on your computer, smartphone, tablet, connected devices. NHL.com/GCL. Another delay as they decide that this faceoff needs to go back to center with 2:06 left.
That's a tough one, because unless you have super slow-mo and an eagle eye with high def dock, I don't know how the naked eye sees that play right there.
It was a crafty snookering play, wasn't it?
It really was.
Off of Hodgson. It is grabbed there by Suter and played ahead. Cook sped one further. Fontaine couldn't reach. Ehrhoff could. And then it is Vanek. Rifled back over now to Pesek. Nudged back up for the rip back in by Ott. Brodin shakes it along. Fontaine there chased off by Vanek. Vanek able to get it to the back to Ehrhoff. Chopped one that blocked on back, and so it can be handled by Pesek as we're down to the last minute 35. Still in the goal, Enroth. Ott gives it across to Hodgson. Challenged there by Matt Cook, and it's nicely played back out again by Suter. Stretching for this one is Myers. Still in the goal, Enroth, and he's got to stay there until at least now as Myers gets a pass ahead. He's still in the goal right now. Brought back ahead by Hodgson. Oh, and that one flailed away to the glass. Played back along by Stoner. To the back now to Myers. Slugged one to the corner. And now coming to the bench is Enroth for the extra attacker. It's Vanek there. Vanek has a man breaking in. Myers, and he couldn't get the shot away. Dropped back off the boards as far as center in the final minute of play. Released by Flynn, back over to Vanek. Played back off by Stoner and back in where it's grabbed by Ehrhoff. 50 to go. Ehrhoff to Myers. Stepping ahead. Played it back along, but it got tangled up there and is red and played back along by Heatley. Heatley shook it ahead. Fans are upset. Niederreiter trying to get by, has it, and threw one that was steered wide by McBain. Foligno dropping back in the last half minute, charging on ahead to center. Marcus Foligno crosses the checkered line and brings it on. Still controlling there. Wedged off by Brodin. Still has his footing and gives back to Myers. Led it back across McBain. Hurried it back around now. Trying to reach it Stafford. Taken by Foligno. 15 to go. Diving play made in the corner by Spurgeon. Tried to lob it on. Could not. It's Flynn there. Then Spurgeon. They can't clear out. McBain hooks it across. Stolen there. And hoisted back along by Parisi. It will go wide. Icing is waved off. The horn sounds. And for the Wild, it is 3 straight wins. The guy who was here for so long came back in and knifed home the winning goal in this game. Congratulations to Jason Pominville and the Wild. Stay tuned for NHL Overtime presented by Bud Light, Liam Keith, and JR. Minnesota's well-oiled offense and a Sharks Blues preview. That one will be fun. Final score in the game, the Wild 2, the Sabres 1. In just a moment, Pierre will have an interview with one of the stars of tonight's game. But first, let's check in with Liam McHugh for NHL Overtime